Welcome to What If Lab. Today we'll discuss paradoxes that will make you rethink reality and time. We'll explore the paradox of failure, the impact of choices on life, and free will. Let's get started. The paradox of choice. In our modern world, we are often inundated with choices. From the simplest decisions, like what to eat for breakfast, to more complex ones, such as selecting a career path, the sheer volume of options can be overwhelming. This phenomenon is known as the paradox of choice. At first glance, having numerous choices seems beneficial, promising freedom and opportunities. However, the reality is more nuanced. As we navigate through an abundance of options, we may find ourselves paralyzed by the decision-making process. The paradox reveals that while options can provide a sense of freedom, they can also lead to anxiety and dissatisfaction. When faced with too many choices, individuals often struggle to make a decision, fearing that they might make the wrong one. This fear can result in a sense of regret, even when the outcome is satisfactory. Psychologist Barry Schwartz, in his influential work, explores how the abundance of choices can diminish our overall happiness. He argues that when we have too many options, we tend to compare them against one another, which can lead to feelings of inadequacy. Instead of feeling satisfied with our final choice, we may constantly wonder whether we could have made a better decision. This constant comparison breeds discontent and frustration. The paradox extends beyond personal choices into the realm of economics. In consumer behavior, research has shown that an excess of options can actually reduce sales. When faced with a vast array of products, consumers may become overwhelmed, leading them to avoid making a purchase altogether. This is evident in grocery stores, where the variety of similar popular products can confuse shoppers rather than attract them. Understanding the paradox of choice is essential in navigating our daily lives. It serves as a reminder that sometimes less is more. By recognizing how the abundance of options can impact our decision-making, we can take steps to simplify our choices, ultimately leading to greater satisfaction and a more peaceful state of mind. Psychological aspects. As we delve deeper into the paradox of choice, it becomes clear that the psychological implications are profound. The anticipation of choice can evoke a sense of excitement, a promise of control over our lives. Yet this excitement often morphs into anxiety when we confront the reality of making a decision. The very act of choosing can trigger a whirlwind of emotions, leading to stress rather than satisfaction. One of the most notable studies conducted by Barry Schwartz highlights this phenomenon. In his research, he observed that participants faced with a limited set of options were more likely to feel satisfied with their decisions than those who were given an overwhelming array of choices. For example, when individuals were presented with just a few flavors of jam, they expressed greater contentment with their selections compared to those who had to choose from an extensive lineup. This suggests that having fewer options can lead to a more enjoyable and fulfilling decision-making experience. Moreover, the concept of analysis paralysis comes into play. When confronted with too many choices, our brains engage in an exhaustive evaluation of each option. This process can become mentally exhausting. Instead of feeling empowered, we find ourselves stuck in a loop of indecision, weighing pros and cons without ever arriving at a conclusion. This psychological burden can leave us feeling drained and dissatisfied. Another key aspect is the role of regret. Once a decision is made, the mind often drifts to the alternatives that were not chosen. This tendency to ruminate over missed opportunities can overshadow the joy of our current choice. We may ask ourselves, what if I had chosen differently? This lingering doubt can diminish our overall happiness. These psychological effects are not only applicable to trivial decisions, but can also extend to significant life choices. such as career paths or relationships. The weight of these choices can amplify feelings of anxiety and regret, making it crucial to understand the dynamics at play. In essence, the psychological aspects of the paradox of choice reveal that the multitude of options, rather than enhancing our lives, can complicate them. Recognizing this can help us approach decision-making with a more mindful perspective, allowing for greater clarity and peace in our choices. Economic aspects. As we explore the economic implications of the paradox of choice, it becomes evident that the effects of having too many options extend beyond individual decision-making and seep into broader market dynamics. In the realm of consumer behavior, the abundance of choices can paradoxically hinder purchasing decisions, leading to reduced sales and customer satisfaction. Research has shown that when consumers are faced with a vast array of products, they often experience a sense of overwhelm. This phenomenon is particularly evident in retail environments. Imagine walking into a grocery store and being confronted with dozens of cereal brands, each boasting an array of flavors and health benefits. The initial excitement of choice quickly dissipates, replaced by confusion and uncertainty. Instead of making a confident purchase, shoppers may leave empty-handed, unable to decide which option is best. A striking study illustrated this point by examining the impact of choice on consumer behavior in a jam tasting event. When participants were presented with 6 varieties of jam, a significant percentage stopped to taste and ultimately purchased a jar. However, when the selection expanded to 24 varieties, the number of tasters dropped dramatically and fewer purchases were made. This finding underscores a crucial insight. An abundance of choices can lead to inaction rather than engagement. The economic implications of the paradox of choice also resonate in the world of online shopping. E-commerce platforms often showcase extensive inventories, believing that more options will attract consumers. Yet, this strategy can backfire. When faced with too many products, customers may struggle to navigate their preferences, leading to decision fatigue. The endless scrolling through pages of similar items can create frustration, ultimately driving potential buyers away. Understanding these economic aspects is essential for businesses aiming to optimize customer experience. Simplifying choices can enhance satisfaction and drive sales. By curating selections and emphasizing quality over quantity, companies can guide consumers toward confident decisions, fostering loyalty and repeat business. In summary, the economic dimensions of the paradox of choice reveal a complex interplay between consumer behavior and market dynamics. Recognizing the potential pitfalls of excessive options can empower both consumers and businesses to navigate choices more effectively, leading to a more fulfilling shopping experience. Examples and case studies. To truly grasp the paradox of choice, we can turn to real-world examples that illustrate its effects on decision-making. These case studies offer insight into how the abundance of options can lead to confusion and dissatisfaction, reinforcing the idea that sometimes less truly is more. Consider the experience of choosing a restaurant. In a bustling city, you might find yourself surrounded by countless dining options, each promising a unique culinary adventure. Initially, the variety appears enticing, but as you peruse the menu items, you may feel overwhelmed. The process of comparing different cuisines, price points, and reviews can lead to a sense of frustration. Instead of enjoying a meal, you spend an inordinate amount of time deliberating. Often, this indecision results in a last-minute choice that lacks enthusiasm, leaving you to wonder if you missed out on a better experience. Now, let's examine the realm of technology. When purchasing a new smartphone, Consumers are often faced with a plethora of models, features, and specifications. Each brand touts its own advantages, creating an intricate web of choices. The excitement of selecting the perfect device can quickly turn into anxiety as you weigh factors like camera quality, battery life, and storage capacity. This abundance of options can lead to buyer's remorse, where individuals second-guess their choice, fearing they could have made a smarter decision. In the world of finance, the paradox of choice is vividly illustrated through investment options. Imagine an investor presented with a wide array of mutual funds, each with different strategies and performance histories. The decision-making process can become daunting as the investor grapples with the fear of making a poor choice. This uncertainty can lead to procrastination or, worse, inaction, where the individual opts to avoid investing altogether, missing out on potential growth. Another compelling example can be found in the realm of personal relationships. When dating apps present users with a seemingly endless stream of potential matches, the excitement of choice can lead to superficial connections. The desire to explore all available options often results in a cycle of endless swiping, preventing individuals from forming deeper bonds. The paradox here is clear. The more choices we have, the harder it can be to commit to one person, leading to a sense of isolation rather than fulfillment. These examples highlight how the paradox of choice manifests in various aspects of life. By observing the struggles individuals face when presented with too many options, we begin to understand the importance of simplifying choices. Recognizing these patterns can help us make more intentional decisions, ultimately leading to greater satisfaction and a more enriching life experience. Overcoming the paradox. As we navigate the complexities of the paradox of choice, it becomes essential to explore strategies that can help us overcome the challenges presented by an abundance of options. By simplifying our choices and adopting mindful decision-making practices, we can enhance our overall satisfaction and well-being. One effective approach is to limit the number of options available to us. This can be achieved by curating choices based on personal values and priorities. For instance, when selecting a new restaurant, rather than scanning an entire city's offerings, one might focus on a specific cuisine or a particular neighborhood. By narrowing the scope, the decision-making process becomes less overwhelming, allowing for a more enjoyable dining experience. Another helpful strategy is to establish criteria for decision-making before confronting the options. By identifying key factors that matter most, such as budget, specific features, or personal preferences, we can create a framework that streamlines our choices. For example, when shopping for a new laptop, a buyer might decide in advance that portability and battery life are their top priorities. This predefined criteria can reduce decision fatigue and lead to a more satisfying outcome. The concept of the 80-20 rule, or Pareto principle, can also be applied effectively. This principle suggests that roughly 80% of our results come from 20% of our efforts. In decision-making, this means focusing on the few options that will yield the most significant satisfaction. By identifying the most promising choices and concentrating our energy on them, we can avoid getting lost in a sea of possibilities. Additionally, embracing the idea of good enough can alleviate the pressure of perfectionism. Often, we fall into the trap of believing that we must make the absolute best choice. Instead, we can adopt a mindset that acknowledges that many options can lead to satisfactory outcomes. By letting go of the need for perfection, we open ourselves to a more relaxed and fulfilling decision-making process. Finally, cultivating mindfulness can be a powerful tool in overcoming the paradox of choice. Taking a moment to pause and reflect on our feelings and desires can provide clarity. Practicing mindfulness encourages us to become aware of our thought patterns, helping us to dispel anxiety associated with decision making. This state of awareness can lead to more informed and confident choices. In summary, overcoming the paradox of choice involves a combination of simplifying options, establishing decision-making criteria, focusing on what truly matters, and embracing a relaxed mindset. By implementing these strategies, we can navigate our choices with greater ease and satisfaction, allowing us to lead more fulfilling lives. The paradox of time. Time, an ever-flowing river that carries us from the past to the present and into the future. It is a concept that has intrigued humanity for centuries, prompting deep philosophical inquiries and scientific explorations. From the earliest civilizations, people have sought to understand the nature of time, shaping their lives around its rhythms. In ancient cultures, time was often viewed in cyclical terms. The cycles of the moon, the changing seasons, and the patterns of nature dictated the passage of time. For the Mayans, time was a series of repeating cycles, with each cycle possessing its own significance. The Egyptians, too, marked time by the annual flooding of the Nile, intertwining their lives with the natural world. As societies evolved, so did the understanding of time. The advent of mechanical clocks in the Middle Ages marked a shift toward a more linear conception of time. Hours and minutes became standardized, allowing people to coordinate their activities with precision. This linear perspective positioned time as a resource to be managed, leading to the familiar adage, "Time is money." Philosophers, too, have grappled with the essence of time. Figures like Aristotle pondered whether time exists independently of events, or if it is merely a measure of change. The debate continued through the ages, culminating in the work of Immanuel Kant, who suggested that time is not a property of the external world, but rather a framework through which we perceive our experiences. In the 20th century, Albert Einstein revolutionized our understanding of time with his theory of relativity. He proposed that time is not a constant, but rather a flexible dimension affected by speed and gravity. According to this theory, two observers moving at different velocities may experience time differently. This notion shattered the traditional linear view, suggesting that time is intertwined with the fabric of space itself. As we explore the concept of time, we begin to understand its dual nature, both a measurable quantity and a deeply subjective experience. The ticking of a clock may provide a sense of order, yet our personal perceptions of time can vary dramatically. Moments of joy may seem fleeting, while periods of waiting can stretch endlessly. This intricate relationship between objective measurements and subjective experiences invites us to reflect on how we perceive the passage of time. As we navigate through life, time shapes our decisions, influences our memories, and ultimately defines our existence. Embracing the complexity of time allows us to appreciate its role in our lives, setting the stage for further exploration into its paradoxes and mysteries. The relativity of time. As we delve deeper into the nature of time, we encounter the fascinating concept of its relativity. This idea, pioneered by Albert Einstein, transformed our understanding of time from a fixed and absolute entity into a more fluid and dynamic phenomenon. To grasp this concept, we must first step into the world of physics, where space and time are intricately woven together. Imagine two observers, each positioned in different locations in the universe. One is on Earth, while the other is aboard a spacecraft traveling at near the speed of light. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, these two observers will experience time differently. For the astronaut, time would appear to slow down compared to the clocks back on Earth. This phenomenon, known as time dilation, illustrates how the passage of time is not uniform. It bends and stretches based on speed and gravitational forces. Consider the implications of this idea. If the astronaut were to embark on a journey through space, traveling at incredible speeds for what felt like only a few years, they could return to find that decades have passed on Earth. This mind-bending reality challenges our intuitive understanding of time as a constant, reminding us that our experiences are deeply influenced by our frame of reference. To further illustrate the relativity of time, let's explore the effects of gravity. In a powerful gravitational field, such as that near a black hole, time behaves even more intriguingly. The stronger the gravitational pull, the more time slows down relative to an observer further away from the massive object. If one were to venture close to a black hole and return, they might find that while only a short period has passed for them, years could have elapsed for those who remain far from its influence. These revelations prompt us to reconsider our everyday experiences. The way we perceive time can shift dramatically based on our circumstances. A thrilling adventure may make hours feel like minutes, while moments of waiting can stretch into eternity. This subjectivity adds a rich layer to our understanding of time, illustrating how personal experiences intertwine with physical realities. As we reflect on the relativity of time, we begin to appreciate the complexity of our existence. It becomes evident that time is not merely a linear path leading from one moment to the next. Instead, it is a multifaceted construct, shaped by the interplay of motion, gravity, and perception. This realization opens the door to deeper explorations of time's paradoxes, inviting us to ponder the mysteries that lie beyond our everyday understanding. Different theories of time. As we journey further into the intricacies of time, we encounter a tapestry of theories that shape our understanding of this enigmatic concept. Each theory offers a unique lens through which to view time, influencing not only scientific thought, but also our philosophical reflections on existence. One of the most prominent theories is the linear conception of time, which posits that time flows in a single, unidirectional path. This perspective is deeply ingrained in Western thought, where events are seen as sequential, with a clear past, present, and future. In this framework, life unfolds like a narrative, one moment leading to the next, and every decision shaping the story ahead. It gives structure to our lives, allowing us to plan for the future while reflecting on the past. Contrasting this linear view is the cyclical understanding of time, often found in Eastern philosophies. In cultures like those of ancient India and China, time is perceived as a series of repeating cycles. The cycles of nature, seasons, lunar phases, and life cycles reveal a rhythm that resonates with the cosmos. This perspective encourages a sense of harmony with the natural world, where endings are not final, but rather transitions to new beginnings. Life is seen as a continuous flow, where experiences are interconnected and recur in various forms. As we explore these differing theories, we encounter the philosophical debates surrounding time. Notable thinkers like Henri Bergson challenged the notion of time as merely a measurable quantity. He posited that true time, or duration, is experienced subjectively. This idea suggests that our internal perception of time can differ vastly from the external clock ticking away. Moments of joy may expand, while periods of suffering can contract, highlighting the profound impact of our emotional states on our experience of time. In the realm of physics, the block universe theory presents another intriguing perspective. This theory posits that past, present, and future all coexist simultaneously, much like frames in a film reel. In this view, time is an illusion of human consciousness, and every moment exists equally. The implications of this theory challenge our understanding of free will and causality, inviting us to reconsider how we perceive choice and change. As we navigate through these diverse theories, it becomes clear that our understanding of time is not monolithic. Each perspective enriches our comprehension, prompting us to reflect on how we experience our lives. Time, in its many forms, shapes our reality and influences our decisions, memories, and aspirations. This exploration of different theories of time invites us to ponder the deeper questions of existence. How do we perceive our journey through time? What does it mean to exist within its flow? By embracing these varied understandings, we can cultivate a more nuanced appreciation of time, setting the stage for further contemplation of its paradoxes and mysteries. The influence of time on our perception of reality. Time, in all its complexity, profoundly shapes our perception of reality. Each tick of the clock influences our thoughts, emotions, and actions, creating a rhythm to which we instinctively synchronize our lives. Yet, the perception of time is not a uniform experience. It varies greatly based on context, emotions, and individual circumstances. Imagine a moment of joy, a celebration with friends, laughter echoing in the air. In such instances, time seems to expand. The hours feel like mere minutes, as if the universe conspires to prolong happiness. This subjective experience of time can create lasting memories, weaving them into the fabric of our lives. It's as though we are suspended in a bubble, where the pressures of the outside world fade away, leaving only the warmth of connection and laughter. Conversely, consider the weight of anticipation or dread. Moments of waiting, such as sitting in a doctor's office or counting down the days to an important event, often stretch time to its limits. Each second drags, and the clock seems to mock our impatience. During these times, our minds become fixated on the future, amplifying our perception of time's passage. This contrast serves to highlight how our emotional states can distort our experience of time, shaping our reality in ways we may not fully comprehend. Cultural factors also play a significant role in how we perceive time. In fast-paced societies where productivity is paramount, time is often treated as a commodity. People rush from one task to another, measuring their worth by how efficiently they use their time. In such environments, the pressure to make the most of every moment can lead to a sense of urgency, overshadowing the simple joys of being present. In contrast, cultures that embrace a more relaxed approach to time may promote a sense of connection to the present moment. In these contexts, time is seen as fluid, allowing for leisurely conversations and spontaneous moments of joy. This perspective fosters a deeper appreciation for the richness of experience, where each moment is savored rather than rushed through. Moreover, our memories are intricately tied to our perception of time. The way we recall events can shape our understanding of our lives. Nostalgia often distorts time, making past moments feel more vivid and significant than they perhaps were. This phenomenon encourages us to reflect on how our experiences, colored by emotion and context, can influence our narrative. As we consider the influence of time on our perception of reality, it becomes evident that time is not merely a measure of hours and minutes. It is a profound force that shapes our experiences, emotions, and relationships. By acknowledging the complexities of time, we gain insight into our lives and the myriad ways in which time weaves its patterns through our existence. This understanding invites us to embrace the present, recognizing that each fleeting moment holds the potential for meaning and connection. Paradoxes of time in science and philosophy. As we delve deeper into the paradoxes of time, we find ourselves at the intersection of science and philosophy, where questions arise that challenge our very understanding of existence. These paradoxes not only provoke thought, but also reveal the complexities that time embodies. One of the most intriguing paradoxes is that of time travel, a concept that has captivated the imagination of many. In the realm of theoretical physics, time travel suggests the possibility of moving between different points in time, much like we traverse space. Yet, this idea leads to fascinating and perplexing scenarios. Consider the grandfather paradox, which poses a critical question. What would happen if someone traveled back in time and prevented their own grandfather from meeting their grandmother? If that were to occur, the time traveler would never have been born, creating a contradiction that challenges the very fabric of causality. This paradox encourages us to reflect on the nature of time itself. Is it a linear progression, or could it be more like a tapestry where all moments exist simultaneously? Such questions blur the lines between our understanding of reality and the theoretical possibilities that time presents. Philosophical inquiries into time also reveal profound implications. Thinkers like McTaggart argued that time is an illusion, suggesting that past, present, and future are not distinct but rather interwoven. According to this view, our perception of time as a sequence of events is merely a construction of our consciousness. This challenges our intuitive understanding of change and permanence, prompting us to reconsider how we experience life. In the scientific realm, the concept of a block universe further complicates our understanding of time. This theory posits that all moments in time, past, present, and future, exist simultaneously, much like a completed film. In this context, time becomes an illusion, and our perception of its flow is merely an artifact of human consciousness. This perspective raises questions about free will and determinism, suggesting that our choices may be predetermined in a universe where all events coexist. As we explore these paradoxes, we begin to see how they intertwine with our experiences. Each paradox invites us to reflect on our relationship with time and challenges us to think critically about its nature. The interplay between science and philosophy creates a rich tapestry of ideas, revealing that time is not simply a measure but a profound aspect of our existence. Navigating these paradoxes can lead to deeper insights into our lives. They encourage us to question our assumptions, embrace uncertainty, and appreciate the mysteries that time presents. In this exploration, we find not only complexity, but also a sense of wonder, reminding us that time is a multifaceted phenomenon that continues to inspire curiosity and contemplation. Conclusion: reflecting on the concept of time. As we reach the conclusion of our exploration into the paradox of time, we find ourselves enveloped in a realm filled with questions and reflections. Time as a concept is as elusive as it is fundamental to our understanding of existence. It shapes our lives, influences our decisions, and colors our memories, yet it remains an enigma that invites us to ponder its deeper meanings. Throughout our journey, we have encountered various perspectives on time, from its linear progression to its cyclical nature. We have examined how different cultures perceive time, how theories of relativity transform our understanding, and how philosophical inquiries challenge our intuitive grasp of reality. Each insight adds a layer to our comprehension, revealing that time is not simply a ticking clock, but a complex interplay of experiences and perceptions. The paradoxes we have explored serve as reminders of the limitations of our understanding. They encourage us to embrace uncertainty and to question the assumptions we hold about our existence. The idea that time may be an illusion, or that all moments coexist simultaneously, invites a profound shift in how we view our lives. It suggests that our experiences, while unique, are part of a larger tapestry woven through the fabric of reality. As we reflect on these ideas, we can appreciate the beauty of time as both a force and a concept. It compels us to live fully in the present, to cherish fleeting moments, and to recognize the interconnectedness of our experiences. In a world that often rushes forward, the exploration of time encourages us to pause and consider the significance of our journey. Ultimately, the study of time invites us to cultivate mindfulness and awareness. By understanding the complexities of time, we can approach our lives with greater intention, allowing us to navigate the ebb and flow of existence with grace. As we embrace the paradox of time, we open ourselves to a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe, reminding us that every moment holds the potential for discovery and connection. The paradox of the Cartesian theater. In the realm of philosophy, the concept of the Cartesian theater emerges as a compelling inquiry into the nature of consciousness and perception. Named after the renowned philosopher René Descartes, this idea invites us to consider the inner workings of our minds and the very essence of what it means to be aware. Imagine, if you will, a grand theater nestled within the confines of your mind, where scenes of your experiences unfold before an internal spectator. This metaphor presents a vivid yet perplexing image of how we might perceive the world within us. At its core, the Cartesian theater posits that there exists a central place in our consciousness where all sensory information converges, resembling a stage where the mind's eye observes the unfolding drama of our experiences. In this theater, one might envision a spectator who witnesses everything, the sights, sounds, and sensations that life has to offer. This notion raises profound questions about the nature of awareness. Who is this spectator? How does this internal viewing occur? And what does it mean for our understanding of consciousness? Descartes, with his philosophical explorations, laid the groundwork for this inquiry, emphasizing the distinction between the mind and the body. His famous declaration, cogito ergo sum, I think therefore I am, suggests that the act of thinking is the foundation of existence. Yet the Cartesian theater extends this idea, inviting us to ponder whether our thoughts are merely reflections of external stimuli or if they represent a more complex interplay of perception. As we delve deeper into the paradox, we begin to uncover the tensions that arise from this metaphor. If there is a spectator in the theater of the mind, what are the implications for our understanding of consciousness? Does this imply that our perceptions are passive observations? Or is there an active engagement that shapes our experience? This inquiry leads us to consider the limitations of viewing consciousness as a mere theater, where the internal observer is separate from the act of experiencing. Furthermore, the Cartesian theater challenges us to reflect on the very nature of reality. If our experiences are filtered through this internal lens, how do we know what is true? Are we like actors in a play, simply performing roles dictated by external forces, or do we possess autonomy over our perceptions? In this exploration of the Cartesian theater, we confront the complexities of consciousness and the paradoxes that arise from attempting to define the nature of awareness. This journey invites us to question our assumptions about perception, reality, and the intricate relationship between the mind and the world around us. As we embark on this philosophical odyssey, we open the door to a deeper understanding of what it means to truly perceive and experience the richness of existence. Analysis of the philosophical paradox of consciousness. As we delve into the analysis of the Cartesian theater paradox, we find ourselves exploring the intricate layers of consciousness and the nature of perception. This philosophical conundrum invites us to contemplate what it truly means to be aware and how we experience the world around us. Imagine the mind as a stage where experiences are not just encountered but performed, each moment a scene unfolding before an internal audience. At the heart of this paradox lies the idea of an internal spectator, a conceptual observer who witnesses the myriad sensations and thoughts that arise. This spectator, often thought of as the self, raises important questions. How does this observer perceive reality? Is the act of observing separate from the experience itself, or are they intertwined in a more complex dance? This duality suggests a separation between the subject and the experience, prompting us to question whether we are merely passive recipients of sensory information or active participants in shaping our perceptions. Philosophers have long grappled with the implications of this internal spectator. If we envision a theater where experiences are projected, we must consider the role of the mind in interpreting these projections. Are our thoughts and feelings merely reflections of external stimuli, or do they represent a deeper interaction with reality? This inquiry leads us to explore the nature of consciousness itself, how it arises, how it functions, and what it means for our understanding of self. The Cartesian theater paradox also highlights the limitations of viewing consciousness as a passive observer. If our perceptions are filtered through this internal lens, we must confront the possibility that our understanding of reality is inherently subjective. Each individual, with their unique experiences and interpretations, crafts a personal narrative that colors their perception of the world. This subjectivity invites us to recognize that reality is not a singular truth, but a tapestry woven from countless perspectives. Moreover, this exploration raises questions about the flow of time within the theater of consciousness. How do we reconcile the continuous stream of experiences with the notion of an observer who seems to witness them as discrete events? This tension between the fluidity of experience and the static nature of observation poses further philosophical challenges, inviting us to consider the dynamic interplay between thought and perception. As we analyze the paradox of the Cartesian theater, we uncover a rich landscape of inquiry that spans the fields of philosophy, psychology, and neuroscience. Each layer adds depth to our understanding of consciousness, revealing that it is not simply a matter of observing, but of engaging with the world in profound ways. This journey into the nature of awareness encourages us to embrace the complexities of existence, urging us to reflect on our place within the intricate tapestry of reality. Through this exploration, we begin to appreciate the beauty and mystery of consciousness, inviting further contemplation on the paradoxes that shape our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. The place of consciousness in perception. As we journey deeper into the exploration of the Cartesian theater, we arrive at a pivotal question. Where does consciousness reside within the vast landscape of perception? This inquiry invites us to consider the very essence of awareness and how it interacts with the world around us. Imagine consciousness as a vast stage, where every thought, sensation, and experience plays out in a continuous performance, yet the precise location of the observer remains elusive. In this conceptual theater, we often assume that consciousness is centralized, anchored within the confines of the mind. But what if consciousness is not a singular entity, but a dynamic process that unfolds in real time? The act of perceiving may not occur in a fixed place. Rather, it could be an intricate dance between the mind and the external world. Each moment of awareness is influenced by a myriad of factors, our emotions, memories, and context, all of which color our perceptions. Consider, for instance, the sensory experiences we encounter daily. When we see a sunset, feel the warmth of the sun on our skin, or hear the rustling of leaves, these sensations do not merely pass through a central observer. Instead, they engage the entire being, intertwining with our thoughts and feelings. This interconnectedness suggests that consciousness may not be a passive spectator in a theater, but rather an active participant in the unfolding narrative of experience. The scientific study of consciousness further enriches this exploration. Researchers in neuroscience have sought to map the brain's functions and identify where consciousness arises. They have discovered that different regions of the brain are activated during various sensory experiences, suggesting that consciousness may be distributed across multiple neural networks rather than localized in a single area. This perspective aligns with the idea that perception is a collaborative process, where various cognitive functions work in concert to create our experience of reality. Moreover, the concept of embodied cognition offers another layer to our understanding of consciousness in perception. This theory posits that our thoughts and awareness are deeply connected to our physical bodies. The way we move, interact, and engage with our environment informs our consciousness. When we touch a textured surface or taste a complex flavor, our bodies contribute to the richness of our experience, making it a holistic phenomenon that transcends mere observation. As we ponder the place of consciousness in perception, we are reminded that our understanding of awareness is still unfolding. The Cartesian theater invites us to challenge traditional notions of the observer and to embrace a more fluid conception of consciousness. By recognizing that awareness is not confined to a single location, we open ourselves to the possibility that our experiences are woven together in a complex tapestry shaped by both internal and external influences. In this exploration, we uncover not just the nature of consciousness, but also the beauty of our interconnectedness with the world. Each moment of perception becomes a collaborative effort, a performance where the observer and the observed dance together in harmony. This realization encourages us to appreciate the richness of our experiences, inviting us to delve deeper into the mysteries of consciousness and the intricate ways it shapes our understanding of reality. Questions about the subjectivity of perception. As we continue our exploration of the Cartesian theater, we arrive at a profound aspect of consciousness, the subjectivity of perception. This concept invites us to reflect on how our individual experiences shape our understanding of reality. Imagine each person's consciousness as a unique lens, filtering and interpreting the world in ways that are deeply personal and often divergent. At the heart of this subjectivity lies the notion that no two individuals perceive the same event in identical ways. Consider a simple experience, such as attending a concert. For one person, the music may evoke feelings of euphoria, transporting them to a place of pure joy. For another, the same sounds might stir memories of heartache or loss, casting a shadow over the experience. This divergence prompts us to ask, what accounts for these varying interpretations? Our perceptions are influenced by a myriad of factors, including our emotions, past experiences, and cultural background. Each moment of awareness is colored by the tapestry of our lives, shaping how we respond to the world around us. The concertgoer who feels joy may have a history of positive associations with music, while the one who feels sorrow may connect the same melodies to a more complicated narrative. This interplay between experience and perception highlights the profound impact of our personal histories on how we interpret reality. Moreover, cultural influences further enrich this exploration of subjectivity. Different cultures may emphasize particular values, beliefs, and emotional responses, which in turn shape how individuals perceive events. A celebration in one culture may be viewed as a joyous occasion, while in another, it may carry deeper, more reflective significance. This cultural lens creates a diverse landscape of perception, where reality is not a singular truth, but a mosaic of interpretations. As we delve deeper into the subjectivity of perception, we encounter the philosophical implications of these insights. If perception is inherently subjective, what does this mean for our understanding of truth? Is there an objective reality that exists independent of our experiences, or is reality itself constructed through the lens of our consciousness? This inquiry challenges us to confront the complexities of knowledge, pushing us to consider how our beliefs and biases shape our understanding of the world. The questions surrounding subjectivity also invite us to explore empathy and connection. When we recognize that each person's experience is unique, we open ourselves to the possibility of understanding others more deeply. This awareness fosters compassion, allowing us to appreciate the diverse narratives that coexist within the human experience. By acknowledging the subjectivity of perception, we embrace the richness of our shared reality, where each story contributes to the collective tapestry of existence. In this exploration, we uncover the beauty and complexity of perception as a deeply personal journey. Each individual's experience is a thread woven into the larger fabric of life, creating a vibrant and diverse landscape of understanding. By reflecting on these questions, we not only gain insight into our own consciousness, but also cultivate a deeper appreciation for the myriad ways in which others experience the world. This realization invites us to engage with life more fully, embracing the richness of our shared humanity and the intricate dance of perception that shapes our reality. Problems and critique of the paradox. As we delve into the complexities surrounding the Cartesian theater, we encounter various problems and critiques that challenge the validity of this metaphor. The allure of the internal observer, the spectral spectator within our consciousness, raises significant philosophical questions. Yet, these very questions reveal the limitations and potential pitfalls of the Cartesian perspective. One prominent critique concerns the notion of the internal spectator itself. If consciousness is akin to a theater, then who or what is this observer? This leads us into a recursive dilemma. If the spectator is aware, then what is their consciousness based upon? The idea of an observer observing an observer creates an infinite regress, where we are left without a clear understanding of the source of awareness. This paradox suggests that the Cartesian theater may oversimplify the intricate nature of consciousness, reducing it to a mere passive observation rather than an active engagement with reality. Furthermore, this metaphor implies a separation between the observer and the observed, which can be misleading. In reality, our experiences are not simply presented on a stage for an internal viewer. Instead, consciousness is deeply intertwined with perception, emotion, and action. The act of experiencing is not a detached observation, but an intricate process involving the whole being. This interconnectedness challenges the validity of viewing consciousness as a static entity confined to the role of a spectator. Another significant issue arises when we consider the implications of the Cartesian theater for our understanding of free will and agency. If we are merely observers of our thoughts and experiences, what does this mean for our ability to act and make choices? The idea of a passive spectator can lead to a deterministic view of consciousness, where individuals feel like bystanders in their own lives rather than active participants. This perspective can have profound effects on our sense of autonomy and responsibility. Critics also point to the advancements in cognitive science and neuroscience, which have begun to unravel the complexities of consciousness in ways that the Cartesian theater cannot adequately address. Modern research suggests that consciousness is not localized in a specific area of the brain, but rather emerges from a network of interactions across various regions. This distributed model of consciousness emphasizes the dynamic and fluid nature of awareness, contrasting sharply with the static imagery of a theater. In addition to these critiques, the Cartesian theater raises questions about the nature of reality itself. If perception is merely a performance on an internal stage, how do we reconcile our experiences with the external world? This dilemma invites us to consider whether our understanding of reality is shaped solely by internal narratives, or if it encompasses a broader, more objective truth. The tension between subjective experience and objective reality remains a central challenge in our quest to understand consciousness. As we reflect on these problems and critiques, we begin to see the Cartesian theater not as a definitive answer, but as a starting point for deeper inquiry. It serves as a reminder of the complexities inherent in consciousness, urging us to explore the interplay between perception, awareness, and reality. This exploration fosters a richer understanding of the human experience, inviting us to embrace the multifaceted nature of consciousness while acknowledging the limitations of any singular perspective. In this journey, we uncover not only the intricacies of our own minds, but also the profound mysteries that lie at the heart of existence itself. Conclusion. Reflecting on the concept of time. As we arrive at the conclusion of our exploration into the paradox of the Cartesian theater, we find ourselves enveloped in a tapestry of ideas that challenge our understanding of consciousness and perception. This journey has revealed the complexities inherent in the concept of an internal observer, prompting us to reconsider the nature of awareness itself. The Cartesian theater, with its vivid imagery of a spectator observing the unfolding drama of consciousness, serves as both a metaphor and a puzzle. It invites us to grapple with profound questions that touch the very core of what it means to be aware. Yet, as we have seen, this metaphor also reveals its limitations, particularly in its portrayal of consciousness as a passive observer. The dynamic interplay between experience and awareness suggests that consciousness is far more intricate and fluid than a simple theater analogy can capture. We have examined the subjective nature of perception, recognizing that each individual experiences reality through the lens of their unique history, emotions, and cultural influences. This subjectivity enriches our understanding of human experience, reminding us that reality is not a singular truth, but a mosaic of interpretations. Each person's narrative contributes to the broader tapestry of existence, highlighting the beauty and complexity of our shared humanity. Moreover, the critiques of the Cartesian theater challenge us to expand our understanding of consciousness beyond traditional boundaries. The advances in neuroscience and cognitive science illuminate the distributed nature of awareness, revealing that consciousness arises from a network of interactions, rather than a single, localized observer. This perspective encourages us to embrace the interconnectedness of mind, body, and environment, fostering a more holistic view of our experiences. As we reflect on the insights gained from this exploration, we are reminded of the importance of questioning our assumptions about consciousness. The Cartesian theater serves as a springboard for deeper inquiry, urging us to look beyond simplistic interpretations and to engage with the complexities that define our existence. In doing so, we cultivate a richer appreciation for the mysteries of awareness, inviting us to embrace the unknown and to explore the depths of our own minds. In conclusion, the paradox of the Cartesian theater invites us to ponder the intricate dance of consciousness and perception. It encourages us to appreciate the diverse narratives that shape our reality, fostering a deeper understanding of ourselves and others. This journey through the complexities of consciousness ultimately leads us to a greater awareness of the profound connections that bind us all, reminding us that the exploration of our minds is as limitless as the universe itself. And now we have reached the end of the video. I won't say goodbye, See you next time.